So in spring of 2024, I took video editing with Dave, and he was in need of new people for the start of the next year. And I already had work study at my previous job, which is like the biggest requirement he was needing. So I just asked him about it, and he said, yeah, I can get you hired on. And I got hired and started fall 24. The factors I consider when choosing a camera are primarily the sensor size and whether it's like a crop or full frame sensor. I've gained knowledge of cameras through classes, also a lot of just YouTube videos and like own research. Basically all of that took place once I started working in the cage and once I was like in this major of video production. I've had knowledge of things more so around making films and TV. Like I've always had an interest in like behind the scenes documentaries and stuff of that nature for TV shows and movies. So like the process I knew more about than like gear specifically. Gear specifically, that came once I started working in the camera. And then I sort of realized like the depth of every single feature involved in a camera and in a lens and in lighting. And so then like that piqued my interest more. This is the Canon R6 Mark II. This is quite popular. I haven't really used this much at all, frankly, in part because it's really in high demand. A lot of people in Met Media use it a lot because it is good hybrid for photo and video. We also have a lens adapter, so you can use all of our older glass with this as well, if you don't like the 24 to 105 that comes with it. Decent for recording, video, all around a very reliable camera. Again, it's in more the intermediate range, I would say. Beginner to intermediate, though. It's pretty friendly to use, especially Canon's user interface is a lot more pleasant than Lumix's. That's the general consensus, I should say. The kinds of projects I shoot and why, obviously like what comes first is always like whatever school projects I have. So because of that, I've had to do a lot of like interviews like this and stuff of that nature, which is not necessarily my favorite. My favorite things to shoot have been like narrative fiction. Because of like how classes are structured and like time-wise, those have always been like short films. For example, over the summer, me and some friends worked on the 48-hour film project for Denver. So we made a about 6-minute, 45-second video over the course of one weekend. So it was from Friday at 7 p.m. to that Sunday at 7 p.m. We made the whole thing, wrote the whole script, shot every shot, edited the whole thing in that time. That was probably like the most fun I've had in doing production so far, especially because there was no directive from like an authority figure, from the teacher or anything like that. It was very open-ended as to what, it was just up to us to do everything essentially. Right now, the primary thing I'm working on is the, one of the short films that we're doing for Video Production 3. The script is called Normal Activity. Me and a friend co-wrote it. I'm the director of that project right now. Filming starts the end of this week. October 10th is our first like real production day with all the actors. Yeah, so that's the main thing I've been focused on. That's the biggest project I have this semester for sure. I'm also pretty excited for it since it's like the first opportunity to work with actors who aren't also simultaneously crew in the production. So like a few weeks ago, we did a casting call and we got 3 people from MSU in the cast, as well as a person from Denver, from CU Denver, in the cast. So being able to like work with like actors who want to be actors and that's like their career ambition, as someone who wants to work behind the camera in production, is something I'm really looking forward to.